The Marvel Cinematic Universe often tones down the bloodshed to fit within a PG-13 rating, but that doesn't mean the franchise doesn't boast villains with some shocking kill counts. While some villains have the blood of hundreds on their hands, others can be attributed to killing billions or maybe even trillions, thanks to their efforts to reset entire timelines and dimensions. Considering the multiversal nature of the MCU, the victims include not just humans but also aliens and celestial beings. But who is the bloodiest villain of the MCU timeline? With some kill counts incorporating the deaths of entire planets, or at least half of them, estimated numbers can help if not precise figures. 8. Kang the Conqueror. Kill count unknown, but likely in the billions. Nathaniel Richard Kang the Conqueror, one of the many variants of Kang introduced in Loki and Ant-Man and the Wasp, Quantumania, joins the billion kill club of MCU villains. But because both the TV series and the movie suggest that the 31st century scientist destroyed multiple worlds and timelines, the exact number of his kills cannot be determined as of now. It is still easy to deduce that he might have killed billions and was more brutal than the Council of Kangs in Quantumania, explaining why the variants exiled Kang to the quantum realm. 7. High Evolutionary. Kill count 4.4 billion. The High Evolutionary makes for quite a deranged villain in the MCU, thanks to his obsession with genetic perfection in the worlds that he creates. A gifted scientist with a god complex, he is responsible for the deaths of more than 4 billion humanimals, which are human-animal hybrids, on Counter-Earth after he became dissatisfied with the planet's inhabitants. He is also quick to kill any potential enemies who can overthrow his power, which explains why he also kills allies like High Priestess Ayesha and Recorder Vim. The High Evolutionary's fatal rage is particularly painful to watch in Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3 as he kills Rocket Raccoon's friends and fellow test subjects like Lila. 6. Supreme Strange. Kill count over 7 billion. Within the multiverse, a rogue version of Doctor Strange ended up killing times 7.4 billion humans, 15 demonic entities, and Dormammu, the primordial life form of the Dark Dimension. Christened as Supreme Strange, he was introduced in What If, where he is misguided in his quest to save Christine Palmer. His relentless pursuit of saving her leads to reshifting timelines and annihilating the entire planet, and the 7 billion people along with it. Additionally, he kills and absorbs the powers of multiple demons, dragons, and goblins. This version of Strange also clearly doesn't bargain with Dormammu, and instantly kills him as he ends the universe. 5. The Celestials. Kill count at least 32 billion. True to their origins in comics, Eternals accurately showcase the damaging processes through which Celestials are born. Celestial embryos are often implanted within the core of a planet, and millions of years later, these Celestials are born by consuming the entire planet. This would explain why the 4 Celestials, Arishem the Judge, Jemiah the Analyzer, Nezar the Calculator, Harjan the Measurer, in the movie collectively led to the death of billions. With an average of 8 billion people dying on each of the 4 planets, the Celestials are some of the most menacing villains in the MCU, even if all of these deaths are referenced off-screen. 4. Infinity Ultron. Kill count 77 billion. MCU's original Ultron pales in comparison to his Infinity Gauntlet-wearing counterpart in What If. Driven by a plan to take over the entire universe, he defeats the Avengers in this alternate timeline and instantly wipes out all of humanity. Once he's done with Earth, Infinity Ultron plans on killing people from other worlds as well. For instance, Infinity Ultron killed 50,000 Asgardians, 10,000 zombies, 7.3 billion people on Sakaar, 12 billion people on Xandar, and 36 billion others from numerous unnamed planets. Even superior beings like Thanos, Grandmaster, and Ego were killed by this Earth 29,929 variant of Ultron. 3. Sinister Strange. Kill count 1 trillion. The Earth TRN 954 version of the Sorcerer Supreme introduced in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness has had a jaw-dropping kill count of 1 trillion deaths. Rejected by Christie in a post-Thanos world, this variant of Doctor Strange killed 2 alternate versions of himself out of self-hatred while also looking for an alternate world's Christine to settle down with. After he eventually discovered a universe in which he and Christine were happy, he accidentally caused an incursion between the 2 realities, bringing both of them to ruin and chaos and leaving them in a post-incursion condition. The destruction of these realities killed off Christine and 1 trillion other people. 2. Thanos. Kill count over 5 trillion. The Mad Titan who collected all the Infinity Stones, Thanos was responsible for the death of billions even before he finally laid his hands on all the stones in Avengers: Infinity War. But for those seeking an exact number, the deadly snap in the movie's first act is enough to give him an upper hand over other MCU villains who have killed the most. Assuming that the universe of Earth 199,999 has 10 trillion life forms, Thanos' snap reduced half of the universe, with him being responsible for 5 trillion deaths in a second. While Avengers Endgame resurrected most of the victims, Thanos did set an unbeatable kill count at the time. 1. The TVA kill count multiple trillions. A time variance authority was introduced as guardians of the multiverse in Loki Season 1. But by the end of this season, it was clear that the TVA officials were ready to go to any extent to maintain balance in the timelines, even if it meant decimating entire populations in those timelines. Their genocidal tendencies were more than evident in the sophomore season when the TVA pruned various branches that were destabilizing the sacred timeline. The Loki villains made Thanos' snap look insignificant, as the Mad Titan decimated half of his universe at random, while the TVA purposely killed off entire universes.